Hey folks, it's Jordan here from the Tech Rack. The holiday season is here and gaming companies like Nintendo are selling their products more than ever in the entire year. So that's why we have Nintendo's OLED Super Smash Bros. Holiday Bundle. This is Nintendo's top of the line Switch, which we'll actually unbox and get a sense of if it's the right Switch for you to buy for yourself or even a gift for the holidays. This bundle comes with Nintendo's hit game Super Smash Bros., which is already at a $60 value. This Switch costs $350 US and $450 up north for my folks in Canada. It is Nintendo's top tier Switch that they sell on the market today. It comes in three variations. We've got the OLED here, which is the top variation. Then we have the regular Switch right in the middle. And then the lowest and cheapest one we have is the Switch Lite. These Joy-Con colors are specific to the holiday bundle, but this OLED version also has three different color variations. They have an all-white version, the traditional blue and red combo, and finally the Super Mario all-red version. A ton of excitement here with this bundle. Let's unbox it and get a sense of if this is for you or not. If you take a look at the box, it got a ton of Super Smash Bros. Marketing material all over the front, and on the sides it shows what's inside the box, such as the console itself, also the dock with LAN port, an adjustable stand that is included and built in on the Switch, which we'll show shortly. On the other side, more marketing material with a picture of the Switch and what it looks like. You can also see at the bottom here that this bundle comes with 3 months of online play on Nintendo consoles. On the back, it looks like we have a ton of the Super Smash Bros. Characters, a little bit of French here because I'm based in Canada, and a nice image of what the Switch console is going to be looking like. All right, so we open up the box from this bottom here, and I think this pops right open. Yes, it does. The first thing that shows up is the Switch screen itself, and this is the OLED model. So we'll put that to the side. We have the Joy-Cons, so essentially the controllers that attach to the screen. We also have the Switch manual and the safety guidelines. Now we got the good stuff. So we have the Super Smash Bros. Ultimate game code, which you can download on your Switch. It doesn't come with a physical copy, but that's totally okay. Next is the 3-month Nintendo Online subscription here. We have an HDMI cable in the box as well. We have the charger here, and it has USB-C on the other end. We have built-in bands here that you can put on the Joy-Con so that you can wrap it around your wrist. And if you're playing, let's say, those Switch sports games, tennis or golf or swinging or anything like that, it'll ensure that the Joy-Cons don't fly out of your hand and hit your TV or somebody in the room. Nintendo also gives you one of these. You can actually place both of the Joy-Cons in here, and you can actually play the controller similar to any stereotypical gaming controller out there. Last but not least is the dock. This dock here allows you to play in TV mode, where you can actually place and just slide in the Switch right in here. It'll connect to the TV via the HDMI port. You can also connect it to Ethernet cord as well, because it's got a built-in LAN port, which the other Switch models do not have. This is the Switch OLED that we have here, all put together. This is in handheld mode, of course. On the left and right side, we have both analog sticks, along with the arrow keys on the bottom left, and then the traditional letter keys on the top right. We've got a plus and minus to interact with menus and in the game, etc. And then on the bottom right, you can actually see a home. So home page to interact with other games, go to the online eShop, and change settings for your Switch. On the top, we have a few buttons. Bumpers here, the left and the ZL. On the right, we have the R and the ZR. Back to the left side, we've got a power button here that allows you to put in a sleep mode or turn off the Switch completely. We've got a volume button here, so down for minus, plus for up. And then on the right side, we have the headphone jack here, the 3.5mm headphone jack, and then the game card slot here where you'll input all your physical games. We have a Switch logo, but underneath that, if we open up from the bottom, we've got a stand. This stand is to place it in tabletop mode. So I'm gonna take off these Joy-Cons here. I can essentially play games by using these controllers, either multiplayer, so one for me, one for somebody else, or using both of these. And I can play games with the screen turned on and angled and standing just like this. If we lift up the stand even more, you'll see that there's a slot here for your micro SD. This is to increase the memory and expand to the original 64 gigabytes that is placed within this OLED Switch. We have the 7-inch OLED display, but what does that actually mean? Of course, it's going to be larger and it's going to have an OLED display, but when we turn it on and we actually play with games, you'll notice that it's going to be much brighter and have deeper colors, deeper blacks. It'd be visually pleasing to play the games on your handheld device. When it comes to games, you'll be able to digitally purchase games right off of your Switch. It'll require an internet connection, but once you have that downloaded on your Switch, the only time you'll need the internet connection is if the game requires an update. You can still play these games without internet once they're downloaded. You can also buy physical games as well because we have the game card slot here. The benefits of physical games is that you can resell them after you finish those games, but the cons are that you physically have to change those games on your Switch. But with Nintendo games, especially the Mario ones that rarely go on sale, I think physical games might be the way to go. If you buy a case today on Amazon, you can actually get a case with game slots in it so that as long as you carry that case around with your Switch, it'll have all the games there so you can manually switch them whenever you need to. Nintendo still sells the regular Switch, the one we have right here. It looks very similar to the OLED model that we have in my right hand. The regular Switch was launched back in 2017. It doesn't have an OLED display. It's got a smaller stand in the back. It's got 32 gigs of internal memory instead of 64 gigs on the OLED, and just costs $50 less than the OLED version. Performance-wise, they are exactly the same. There's also a Switch Lite, which you can probably guess is a smaller, more portable and compact version of the Switch models. This Switch Lite is $100 cheaper than the regular version and $150 cheaper than the OLED. The only downside is that you can't play this and connect it to a TV. It is specifically for handheld gaming only. For more information about Nintendo Switches, say subscribe to the channel as I'll be releasing a new video on which Nintendo Switch you should buy. Key differences of each three of them, and you can be able to decide which one is the right one for you. Personally, if money is not an issue, I would go with the OLED model. You can play in 3 different modes: TV, tabletop, and handheld. It's got a better looking display. It has a game bundled along with a 3-month subscription to Nintendo's online. And I just think it's the best one out there. If you plan to use your Switch for handheld only, probably consider the Switch Lite. You can still use the Switch or the Switch OLED, but this one's just much easier to hold. It's smaller, it's compact. It's your perfect traveling buddy right here. You can play all the Switch games except for the Switch Sports or any of the ones that require your Joy-Con to act as a controller, such as, swinging a tennis racket in the Switch Sports games. I'd only recommend this original Switch here if you plan on using the Switch only for TV mode and you don't see yourself using it for handheld, but there might be a few times that you would like to place it off the dock and play in handheld. This is gonna be cheaper than the OLED. It'll do exactly what you need to do on the TV. You can play multiplayer, single player. The entire Switch experience can be done on this regular model here. All right, folks, that was the unboxing of the new Super Smash Bros. OLED Switch Edition. If you found the content super valuable today, please hit that subscribe and like button and stay tuned for more content in the future. Happy holidays, everyone, and take care and see you on the next one.